what Israel is, what we represent, and this is something which is not connected to a policy of a government, but this is connected to the nature of the state of Israel for what it is. And there is a process now of delegitimizing the state of Israel. So we need to address this. And it's not only about criticizing this government or another, it relates to the existence of the state of Israel as a Jewish state. And this is something which is, we need to address this, because it's not just the idea of being loved by the world and there are those that are criticizing Israel, or there is a process of delegitimizing the state of Israel, but this reflects and affects the possibility of the state of Israel to defend itself. Let's take the event of the flotilla. A small, believe me, a small military operation that was criticized by the entire world and can affect the possibility and the ability of the state of Israel to defend itself against terror. And it is true that there is a huge gap between the way Israelis see themselves and the way the world is looking at us. And we need to bridge this gap. In a way, I think that Israel is being seen through the distorted lenses of the conflict, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and not for what it is. It's not about our values, it's about the situation in the region. And I would like to say the following on this, because part of our frustration is that when we are looking at the region, we are looking from maybe a satellite point of view. We see small Israel being surrounded by extremism, by states that some of us cannot accept the right of Israel to exist. With others, we still don't have peace treaty with. So we feel that we are the Davids of the region, and they are the Goliaths. But when people are looking at this conflict from Google Earth point of view, for them it's about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, in which Israel is the stronger. Thank God and thank the United States of America for this. So being stronger makes the image and the perception that in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Israel is the Goliath and they are the Davids of this conflict. And in order to address this, we need to understand this. Now, I believe that there are certain things that we can do, and hasbara, explaining, is not a replacement of a policy. And since I said that the vision is to keep Israel as a secured Jewish and democratic state, when these two values are living together in harmony and not in contradiction, a secured state in the land of Israel, we need to make some decisions. One of the decisions relates to the internal situation in Israel, saying what does it mean a Jewish state? It's not from a religious perspective. It's more about tradition, things that symbolizes the fact that Israel is a Jewish state, the law of return, Chok HaShvut, as the first article, hopefully, of the future constitution of the state of Israel, the symbols, the Magen David, the Nefesh Yehudi, the Jerusalem as the capital, Shabbat, Saturdays, and all these things that symbolizes the nature of the state of Israel as a Jewish state from a national point of view, not from a religious point of view, even though it is partially connected, of course. But then we need also to make another decision, and this is to accept, to adapt, and to implement the idea of two states for two peoples between Jordan River and Mediterranean Sea. This is not a favor to the Palestinians. It's not a gift to the Arab world, and not even to the President of the United States of America. It is something that we need to do here in order to keep the values of Israel as a Jewish democratic state, secured state in the land of Israel, even though, unfortunately, not on the entire land. And I truly believe in the rights of the Jewish people on the entire land. But it's not about rights, biblical, judicial, historical, whatever. It's not about rights. But it's not about the land, it's about the state. And in order to do so, we need to continue, or hopefully to relaunch the negotiations with the Palestinians in order to make decision. Not just a dialogue for a dialogue, not just a dialogue because there is criticism coming outside of Israel because when stagnation is not an option in the world, it's not an option for us as well. And in doing so, not less important is to work in the other side of the equation. And the other side of the equation is to act against those that there is no hope for peace with them. Hamas took responsibility on the horrific attack yesterday. Because Hamas is not fighting or is not representing the national aspiration of the Palestinians for a state. They are not representing rights of the others. They are fighting in order to deprive us from our rights. They are not willing to accept, they are not willing to say that Israel has the right to exist. So there's no hope with them for peace. And this is the reason that while negotiating with the Palestinians 2 years ago, we acted against Hamas in Operation Cast Lead in Gaza Strip. And not less important, it was agreed and accepted by the international community. Because the international community understood that there is no hope for peace with Hamas. That Hamas doesn't help the Palestinians nor Israelis. That at the end of the day, the only possibility to reach peace is with the legitimate Palestinian government. And those that made this horrific attack yesterday, they tried to stop this process. So it's very important for us here in Israel, especially to understand. When the understanding is that peace treaty is not a gift to the Palestinians, it's not a prize to any Palestinian, it's something that we need to do in order to keep Israel with its values, a state that I'm proud to be a citizen of Israel, and of course proud to be part of the leadership in Israel. Now it's going to be very complicated. But I truly believe, especially a few days before Rosh Hashanah, that this year, next year, need to be a year of decision making. Not only processes, decision making. This is about time that Israel redefines Zionism according to the vision that I just shared with you. This is something that can unite the Israelis. This is something that can be the common denominator between Israel and the world Jewry. And I truly believe that there's a need for a leadership that makes this decision with the wisdom which is needed, and a leadership that has the strength and the power to implement this and to do it as far as we can in unity. And this is the best hope for the next year that I can share with you today. Thank you.